So the path to my perfect development studio continues, this time with a minor interface addition for my convenience. You may have seen in the previous videos that I have a custom lighting solution for the backlighting on my wall-mounted computer. I made a whole video on this wall-mounted computer build, which I will put a link up for here and in the description. Well, one thing that's been an annoyance to me since building it has been having to stand up and press the knob to turn it on and then switching to the different lighting modes and colour of choice. Call me lazy, but I call it time for a convenience option. Being on the hunt for the most automated and easy to use development environment, this just won't do. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the new utility called the Backlighting Controller 1.0. This Windows Form application communicates to the Arduino that happens to be controlling the lighting. It sends it commands to alter its mode and its colour. Here, for instance, I request a blue backlight to lead people into a full sense of security before hitting them with the highly offensive dance lighting mode, which, as stated before in another video, I added purely to annoy some of my friends that boil over at the mere mention of RGB on components. So how did I create this utility? We start with creating a new Windows Form application in Visual Studio. Next, we add in code to enable us to set which port the Arduino is on. I put this in the application settings as I don't want to have to select it each time I boot the application. Once we have that port, we can open a serial port connection ready to write command messages to. The first command message we will send is simply to set to the dance mode. Here I use a constant for the dance mode and send it by writing it to the port. Note that I use a new line escape character to indicate the end of the command. Switching to the code on the Arduino, in our loop we build our command string by reading off the serial. Note that we begin our serial connection in the setup function with the same baud rate as our Windows application. Once we hit the escape character, we have our command message. Now we run a comparison, and when we hit the command we want, we run the relevant function in the Arduino script. Here we set dance as the mode, and process that mode to set it across our lights. Now obviously we have more modes on our lighting setup and a selection of colours, so we snazzy up our form with some nice looking buttons, as the default buttons hurt my sensitivities. Here we have a toggle for the connection, 3 buttons dedicated to our modes, dance, colour and off, and lastly a selection of colours. I added a menu option at the bottom of the form to be able to change the port connection in case I need to play with the USB ports on my computer. Now, I don't want this up all the time on my desktop. I'm not some sort of maniac changing the backlighting constantly. So we set the application to start on the taskbar by not launching it in the application run command in our program class. We will then add a notify icon for the taskbar, which we will switch the image on to show if we're connected or not. We then add a menu to this notify icon to make some convenience options and an exit function in case we want this application gone from our background. Only thing left to do is put this application into a folder and then set the computer to run it on startup. And that's it, a quick overview of a convenience tool that controls an Arduino with command messages over a serial port, in this case set up for my backlighting amusement. And if you like this video, and maybe the other builds I do, make sure to subscribe. And as this video comes to an end, I will highlight a couple of other build videos should you be interested. And as always, thanks for watching.